congressional recess. Representative Fitzpatrick has not held an in-person town hall, and as constituents and voters, we should have the right to hear from and speak with our representative. So if you have a question, today we decided to bring the town hall to him. There's a chair. It's got his name on it. He's more than welcome to come join. We invited him last week. Didn't get a response to that. So today we're going to have a citizens town hall. If you have a question for the congressman, we're going to be filming here. You can come one by one, grab the mic, ask your question. And when you ask your question, if you could just give your zip code, where you're from here in district, so that we can record that. We're also going to collect the questions and hand them into the office. Okay? Sound like a plan? Thank you, everyone. So we'll start off.
Hello, Representative Fitzpatrick. My name is Tara Pellegrino. I live in Warminster. My zip code is 18974. And I'm curious to hear your rationale for voting to allow people with proven mental disabilities or who are unstable to purchase guns.
Good afternoon, Representative Fitzpatrick. My name is Chris Walker. I live in Upper Black Eddy. 18972. And I'm going to ask you again how defunding Planned Parenthood helps your constituents. I'd like to know the answer. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Carol Sinclair. My zip code is 19056. Good afternoon, Representative Fitzpatrick. I have a four-part question for you. In view of the attempted revival of the AHCA, what will you do to ensure that the bill will provide adequate coverage for all Americans who need it at a reasonable cost? The AHCA had a 17% approval rating by the American people. Do you really think it is important to repeal and replace the ACA? The ACA has a 54% approval rating. Why not focus on fixing the issues in the ACA, especially in view of the fact that there would be bipartisan support? Are you in favor of defunding Planned Parenthood as part of the ACA? If so, why, since it provides many valuable services to the underprivileged? I would appreciate answers to these questions, Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Hi, my name is David D'Amico. My zip code is 18938. And my question has to do with the Congressman's support for anti-gerrymandering legislation. And I would encourage him to strongly support a nonpartisan or bipartisan commission. I know that's something he said he supports. It's at the root of most of our problems politically. And I think it's a very pressing issue, at least as equal to many others that are popular today.
Congressman Fitzpatrick, hi, my name is David DeVore. I'm from Langhorne, 19047. I have a simple question for you. Why not support universal health care for every person in the United States? Let's make the United States a first world country again. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Steve CK from Newtown, 18940. I can't seem to see you too well today, Representative Fitzpatrick. Did Trump Care get implemented early? Maybe that's why I can't see you. Anyway, my one question is, will you demonstrate your concern for the environment by fighting the president's budget, which cuts the EPA's funding by 31% and its staff by 20%? Please show your concern for the environment, for our children and our grandchildren, by fighting this outrageous budget for the EPA. Thank you.
Hi, again, I can't see it either, but I'm assuming that you'll be listening to this. My name is Peg Dissinger. I live in Newtown, 18940. And I want to ask you why you voted for the resolution that rescinded the FCC rule requiring internet service providers to allow them, actually you voted to allow the internet providers to disclose our personal information about our health, about our activities on the internet, just about everything, financial information, so that those internet providers can sell that information for a profit. I'd like to know why you voted for that. It's horrendous.
Brian Fitzpatrick, this is Charlie Peterson. I'm a World War II veteran. I want to make sure that you support the United Nations. The United Nations is what we need now to help us through this crisis with Syria and chemical weapons. Thank you. My zip code 189402418. Thank you.
Hi, Congressman Fitzpatrick. I'm Laura Rose. I'm from Southampton, 18966. I'd like to ask you, what is your position on last night's airstrike on Syria and the president's decision not to notify Congress beforehand? And how do you feel about his decision to stay in his Florida golf course instead of the Situation Room? Thank you.
Now that was a good question. Hello, my name is Kara McClenahan, Doylestown 18901, and I brought baked goods as a peace offering. Some for us and some for you as well. All right. Your ideology on no party politics when it comes to the Supreme Court nomination is in conflict with your vote to quash House Resolution 229. It's a Democratic bid for a bipartisan outside probe of the Trump-Putin connection. How do you explain these obvious contradictions?
Hello, my name is Ellen Rodwell and my zip code is 18938. I was wondering what your position is on the funding of the NIH. As you probably know, the NIH does basic research, and the type of research it does is unlikely to be taken up by the private sector because there is no short-term profits to be made from it. So funding the NIH is crucial to our long-term health and well-being.
Thank you. If anyone else who's been trickling in has a question, feel free to grab one of the little slips of paper off the table over there and come down and join the line here. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, Congressman Fitzpatrick. This is Steve Backer. I live in Newtown Township 18940. And I guess my question would be, of the many cruel cuts in the president's proposed budget, which do you support and which are you going to fight against and willing to talk publicly about those fights? Thank you.
My name is Kathleen Donahue. I live in Tinicum Township. My zip code is 18947. I'm also curious to know why you voted to allow internet service providers to sell our data and why you voted to make it easier for corporations to distribute stock to themselves with less transparency, and by changing that law this week.
My name's Don Markert. I'm from Levittown, 19054. After reviewing your campaign contributions for 2016's election, it seems to be heavily weighted towards corporate interest and special interest, not from the constituency. There are even parties, a plethora of parties, that don't even comprise the constituency of the 8th Congressional District that you represent. Who do you represent is the question.
Thank you. I think we got a few more here.
Hello, my name is Hal Wright. I'm from Newtown, 18940. I have two questions for you, Congressman Fitzpatrick. First one, do you believe that all citizens should be able to seek and acquire health care when they need it? If so, what is your preferred system for achieving that goal? Medicare for all, a reform system closer in configuration to Obamacare with greater emphasis on free market solutions, something else? And how should the system be funded? Do you agree with proposed deep cuts in taxes paid by the wealthy as part of the reform process? Second question, now that our military involvement in the Middle East is escalating, do you feel we have a moral obligation to admit refugees from affected areas in Syria, Yemen, and elsewhere? What would your preferred refugee program look like? Thank you for your consideration.